enough space between her and Susan Chase so that he doesn't get run down a second time.
So the two lead boats are basically out in the middle of the course. Lonesome Dove has decided to tack. They're going over in port tack. Let's see if Stefan tacks over to cover.
I believe Stefan may be comfortable on the line that he's currently on.
No,
well,
yeah, they're tacking too. They got to cover the Lonesome Dove.
This is going to be cat and mouse for a little bit here. And this is where sailing can be won and lost, because if you make a mistake on one of those tacks and don't get going as quickly, you can lose a race. But you have two very experienced crews out there, two experienced skippers. And if I was Tarian, I would try to make my way up as quickly as possible and try to get into some of this action while this tacking duel is going on.
Yeah, I'm sure they'd love to see a tacking duel, because these two boats will be focusing on each other and they won't be looking behind. It's easy for somebody to sneak up in a situation like that.
And here comes the Dove back again. And Stefan is not wasting any time at all on the cover. This is giving us a treat here. For those of you watching at home, this is sailing at its best. This is sailing at its best. This is what we come to watch. No straight line sailing today.
No, sir.
Tack for tack, cover for cover.
Looks like the both boats are getting a pretty good lift there.
Yes, they are.
If you're a sailor, you know what a telltale is. It's a little ribbon that you hang in strategic points of the sail. Helps you to determine if you have your sail trimmed properly by seeing how the wind is flowing over. Our boat rules, sloop sailing rules in the Bahamas don't allow telltales, so you're trimming your sail on your boat by the feel of the wind on your cheek and the feeling in your backside sitting on the deck.
Yeah, look at that. That is a beautiful view.
Everybody's looking forward for that windward marker, just trying to will the boat to it as quickly as possible.
There goes another tack, gentlemen.
They're going to make Stefan work for this. Prize over, prize out on the windward side. Get the jib trimmed. There we go. Crew out.
Susan Chase is saying, I'll cover you for every time you do it. I'll cover.
Tacking duels are a lot of fun to watch from a spectator point of view. As a competitor, especially if you're the number 2 boat, you're hoping that you're going to force the guys in front of you to make a mistake.
Yeah.
Bow man.
This is actually something that Stefan himself loves to do.
Yes, he
when
does.
He's behind, to goad you into making a mistake. So I'm sure he's enjoying this just as much as Jeff is at this point.
You see Stefan giving his pride crew instructions how to position themselves. You want that boat heeled over just so. Kind of about like that. And are they going to attack?
They're attacking back there. And now being the aggressor. But I think the Dove has already gone back too, so he's covering at this point.
Yep.
And they're basically now on the same line.
Yeah, it'll be pretty close to ley line of the windward marker there.
And I can tell you, while all that's been going on, it certainly brought Tarian just a little bit closer to the first and second place boats. Not enough to be in contention, but certainly almost to be in the same camera angle.
Well, I'm sure Joss has his crew in the right place, and they're sailing as hard as they can.
Man, that upwind mark is a long, long way away. Like they're never going to get there today.
Both Lonesome Dove and Susan Chase there doing a good job of pointing up into the wind. have the spread to third place. I think that's Tarianne. Tarianne in third place coming up. If memory serves me correctly, Tarianne is the oldest of the B-class fleet. But as you can see, she's still a competitive boat.
Yep, certainly is. Yeah, she's actually put quite a bit of distance between her and Ant's Nest, who was playing her close at the initial downwind mark. There's Tarianne. Josh with his familiar cap on backwards uniform.
So we'd like to thank the generous sponsors from Children's Bay Key for sponsoring today's B-class race, the Governor General's Cup race. If you're a Regatta fan, you may recall 2 years ago in 2023 in the same Governor General's Cup race, the Lonesome Dove and Tarianne got in a collision.
Yep.
It was totally the Lonesome Dove's fault. Long story short, we got the boat ashore and we thrashed until 2 a.m. in the morning to get it fixed. The Lonesome Dove crew got it back in the regatta.
Yep, and that was sportsmanship at its finest, as it should be.
Some of that respect that Dwayne was talking about in the skipper's meeting last night.
Yep.
And yeah, that was a most unfortunate incident, but things happen in racing when you're pushing into the limit.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember being out on the water and witnessing that collision. Was not the best sound to hear on the water.
No, sir.
Wood
Crunch.
against wood.
And when we finished the repair in Dallas, the boat owner looked at it the next morning. He smiled and said, "You guys can hit us anytime." So here we have a, I guess it's the two lead boats.
Yep, making their way to the
Susan
mark.
Chase,
Yep.
Lonesome Dove, second place. And you can see the windward marker there right in the middle top of the screen.
Yes, Susan Chase.
That had a distinct advantage there.
Yeah, actually, if you think about it, considering where they were when they went around the first time,
Yep.
just put just a little bit more distance between her and Lonesome Dove.
Both boats will need to tack when they get up there, but Susan Chase, number 4 there in the middle of your screen, definitely has an advantage out in there in first place. Meanwhile, Lonesome Dove is keeping it trim and going as fast as they can.
I'm going to try to make that tack and come with full speed.
Chase will be tacking any moment now. Maybe going to go a little extra. Here she goes, Chase coming around over on the starboard tack.
Go up a little bit and then come back around.
Yeah, by doing so, you'll come around the marker with a good head of speed and set your sails for the downwind run. Great drone work.
And there she goes, Susan Chase. Long Island once again in first place.
Giving the marker a wide berth. Smart move.
And here comes the Dove.
Lonesome Dove coming right behind him, and top of your screen there should be Tarianne. Nice clean marker rounding. You can see the crew sliding in off the prize towards the middle of the boat. Get that balance just right.
And hope for some reason that they're able to capture a little bit more speed going downwind. That wasn't evident on the first lap.
Yeah, that little bit of difference in sail size, I think, is what's, along with Stefan's abilities, what seems to be giving them a bit of an advantage. Sail selection can be critical. Ants nest. They have a fairly large jib in comparison to some of the others.
Yes.
And there's the world famous Chat and Chill again in the background. And here comes Susan Chase in first place. Behind her is the Ant's Nest
Making her way up to the
in fourth.
windward mark.
Chase has got their sail set, wing on wing again. Jib out to the right side or the starboard side of the boat. Mainsail out to the left or the port side. Trying to catch all the breeze. You see the jib flapping there. That's not good. They need to trim some.
And on her tail, it's going to be the Lonesome Dove. Hoping to pick up a knot or two that she didn't have on the previous lap. See if she can chase down the Susan Chase.
You notice the mainsail on the Susan Chase there has a nice belly to it. It's coming down, almost touching the water. It captures every bit of breeze that's coming across the sea surface. And Dove's belly maybe not quite as big as what you see on Susan Chase's mainsail. That can also make a big difference, especially in the downwinds. Scoop up all the wind you can. So there's 1 and 2, left to right. So the boats are heading downwind to the leeward marker over here to our left or to the west, just past the Peace and Plenty. They'll do a starboard rounding and then sail back upwind and finish over here by the freight dock, as the two classes did this morning. Dove is pushing hard. But Stefan's got a good 10, 12 boat length lead.
Yep, 20 seconds, I believe, is my count.
And third place there, top right, Terry Ann out of Exuma.
It's kind of made it a little bit more competitive.
I think they did well to go from the sail issues or whatever issue they had at the start to work their way back up into third.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we're on this downwind now. You notice Lonesome Dove may have the inside line, even though they're back a bit. They've trying to establish the inside line. I think it may be too little too late, but we'll see. I'm sure Stefan's going to try to cut the leeward marker as close as he can.
We'll see how that plays out once they get to the downwind mark, which they should get there in, I would guesstimate, 3 minutes.
It won't be too long. We're about 30 minutes into the race, maybe a little more. Oh.
I think we got off at about 3:10, thereabouts.
Yeah, so about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So the Susan Chase, they've got a lot of their crew sitting down as low as possible, which is best for keeping the boat balanced on the downwind. You don't want it to rock back and forth. See the bow man there holding the pole to keep the jib out, wing on wing. And it appears that Susan Chase has the traditional canvas sails, Egyptian cotton. Stefan's got his eye on the prize. He ain't looking back.
He's definitely trying to do a clean sweep to establish his dominance. Starting from today. There'll be a lot of trash talking at the shacks later this evening, I'm sure, if Stefan is able to clean sweep the three classes.
It seems like no matter what the results, there's always trash talking going on in the evenings at shore here in Regatta Park.
Yeah.
Smack talking, some people call it.
Yeah, that's a part of the tradition.
But you know, the camaraderie we have amongst ourselves in the sailing fraternity, you know, your enemies out on the water.
Yes.
Once the race is over and the gun is sounded, you come ashore, you have a beer, and we often end up resailing the races in our minds and in our conversations.
Absolutely.
I could have done this, I could have gone that way, you could have done this.
Yep.
I almost got you.
Yep.
It's a big part of the fun, and one of the things that I really enjoy about coming to our sloop regattas.
Yes, absolutely. I agree with you 100%. 100%. There's this Susan Chase in your view, and then a view from the drone. Susan Chase, Lonesome Dove, making their way downwind. And they're gonna loop around and head back up to the upwind finish line halfway up the harbor.
The race committee has the race course set up so that there's no jibing involved. You're just going to be tacking around the marks. These boats are such that in high wind conditions like what we have today, jibing can be dangerous, and it's not unusual to see a boat jibe and then sink. So the race committee's wisely set it up where there's no jibing. You can jibe if you want to,
right?
But it'd be kind of a silly decision to make, in my opinion, unless there's really going to be some big advantage. So
yeah, agreed.
They'll clear that leeward marker, to leave that to starboard, harden up, and then start tacking back up here to the finish over by the freight dock in Elizabeth Harbor.
And we should see Susan Chase now make her way around. There she goes around, Susan Chase.
Susan Chase is around.
1 second, 2 1 second, 3 1 second, 4 1 second, 5 1 second, 6 1 second, 7 1 second, 1 second, 9 1 second, 10 1 second, 11 1 second, 12 1 second, 13 1 second, 14 1 second, 15 seconds.
Yep.
I believe the Dove was made up about 5 seconds.
Okay.
Earlier, so.
And Stefan has already tacked over on the port tack, so he looks like he's going to go to the right side. See what Lonesome Dove, if they follow them or if they just try to go up the middle like they did on the first windward leg.
Yes, that's what it looks like he's going to do. And then he's going to try to lure Stefan to come back out to meet him. And hopes that from this point on, he doesn't have to tack again, and Stefan possibly may have to tack to get back to the finish line. We'll see. Tarian coming down, splitting the both of them. And the boat should be making their way now to the finish line, we believe. That the committee boats are set up somewhere there in the distance. Tarian doing well to hold on to her third place after a horrendous start, trying to get her sail up, and who knows where she may have been if she didn't have that issue. Likewise, Lady Sonia losing a man. early in the race. Literally threw them out of contention.
There you see the two top boats to your right. That'll be fourth place in the middle of the screen, fifth behind.
Barbarian and Ant's Nest. Looks like Lady Sonia has crept past Udiva and moved from 7th place to 6th place. Udiva now in 6th place. Cobra bringing up 8th place. Sorry, Udiva in 7th. Barbarian about to go around. Well, this Governor General's Cup race brought to you by Children's Bay Key. It's going to be all in the books in just a couple of minutes.
Susan Chase looking pretty good right now in first place, followed hotly by Lonesome Dove out of Abaco, second place. Slicing through the waves in Elizabeth Harbor here, heading up towards the finish line. We'll be close to the freight dock here, give the shoreside spectators a great view of the finish. Yeah, I think both these two top boats here should be able to make the finish line without tacking. It appears so anyway. So wouldn't do the Dove much good to tack over now to try to get Stefan in another tacking duel. He's just going to keep sailing straight for the finish line.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Although Stefan may, and I say may, need to do a very short tack to get back on the line. But I believe the distance is sufficient for him to make it across. As you can see, Susan Chase sail not holding full, fluttering just a little bit. The Dove coming with a full steam, full sail, tight.
All right, we're getting pretty close to the finish line here over by the freight dock. Susan Chase looking pretty good.
Yeah, I think she definitely can make it. I take that back. She's hitting that finish line dead center.
There's a great view from the drone with the freight dock in the background. Regatta Point out to the left. Regatta Park just to the immediate right of the freight boats there.
Committee boat with the flag just to the top left of your screen. Two
And
of them.
the guy with the cannons getting his blank cartridge ready.
And Susan Chase actually sailing pretty high towards the finish line, so there was no chance that he was going to need to do another tack to get through.
That's smart sailing to do that. You can always fall off towards the end.
Yes.
Not so easy to come back upwind.
And it's going to happen right in front of you right now. Stefan Knowles, Susan Chase, Long Island. Third victory for today for the crews out of Long Island. They did it in E class earlier.
There's the gun.
They did it in C class. And they've done it again in the B class. Congratulations to Stefan Knowles back-to-back victories right now, and he's got a chance in the A class coming up later with the Running Tide. Second place going to the Abaco boats. Lonesome Dove doing extremely well again themselves.
All right, Dove is across the line. Second place.
Third and fourth place finished earlier in the C class. Second place in the B class. And the young kids out of the Exuma Sailing Club, Josh Knowles on the tiller, will pilot the Tarian, the oldest boat in the B class fleet, according to Captain Patterson. Across to a third place finish after a not so great start to their race. Fourth place will go to Barbarian. Fifth place, Ants Nest 2. Sixth place,
Udiva.
I believe Lady Sonia.
Oh, Lady Sonia. That's right. They did
Yep.
catch them on the downwind.
Udiva seventh, and Cobra will be in eighth place. And these, of course, are all very unofficial results. Cap and I only call what we see. We have no idea if there are any penalties or anything else that may need to be acted upon.
If you're here in the regatta scene, the regatta site, I should say, the official scoreboard is just down below here, the broadcast booth, and I got the young ladies there putting up the results as quickly as possible following the races. So if you want to see where your favorite boat finished, just come down here and check out the Dryer race board. And if you haven't already, be sure to download the NFIR app onto your smartphone, and be sure to go into the app and vote for your favorite boat. And of course, you can see results on the app. You can see the live broadcast that we're doing here. And it's some other stuff there on the app. It's really worthwhile having if you're a regatta fan.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, B class over and done with. First, second, third, Long Island, Abaco, Exuma, followed by Acklands.
Barbarian is fourth.
Barbarian will be fourth. Ants Nest, fifth. Lady Sonia, sixth. Udiva, seventh. And Cobra coming up eighth. Unofficially, of course. In this race, the Governor General's race, again brought to you by Children's Bay Key. Thank all of the sponsors who have assisted in bringing this 69th annual National Family Island Regatta. Former Commodore Danny Knowles, Danny Strawn, pardon me, is the honoree.
Yes, sir. I think
well deserved.
The information I got says he served as Commodore of the National Family Island Regatta for 31 years. That is quite a stretch.
Unheard of.
I mean, the amount of effort and time that you got to put into something like this as Commodore, as the lead person. So well done, Danny. Congratulations. Hope you enjoy your retirement, if that's the right word. And I'm sure we'll be seeing you around Regatta Park to shake your hand.
Yeah, he's actually agreed to come on and help us with the broadcast at some point.
That'd be great.
Cap, he may sit in with you on Friday for sure, for the full day, because I may be absent.
Okay. And, you know, we're thanking the sponsors. Once again, we thank Children's Bay Key for sponsoring this Governor General's B-Class race. But you know what? I'd like to thank the sailors and the crews and the boat owners for bringing their boats and getting people here.
Yep.
It's not an inexpensive thing to do. You got to take time out of your life. It basically takes a week of your life. But we all love it so much, so that's why we're out here. We endure the financial constraints and the physical hardships to participate in these races. And you could ask any one of these crews out here why they're sailing. They'll tell you because they love it.
It's not for the money.
It's not for the money, no sir. There is some prize money. There is some a daily stipend. But no, the money, even if you're a top boat, the money doesn't keep up with the maintenance of your equipment.
All right, well, I believe that we're at the point where we can take our break for B class, get ourselves a refresher, and come back to take on the much anticipated A class, Captain Plug.
Very much anticipated.
This one, everybody's looking forward to this.
Yes, sir. I think I ought to get me a gin and coconut water to calm my nerves. I'm having so much fun up here with you, Dwight, and watching the racing from this perspective. This is awesome, man. I can't wait for the beginning of the A-class race coming up a little later on this afternoon.
Either. This is what race fans come out for, and we're going to see how that goes. Everybody's expecting, or hoping, I should say, to see a renewed vigor from the world-famous Tidal Wave, who's coming back, they say, in good form for the first time in a while.
It's definitely been a while since she was here.
And congratulations to the crew at Estaniel Key, Brooks and the guys who put in the effort to get the Tidal Wave back to fit and sailing condition. Last year, she was here last year, but apparently had quite a bit of leaks going on, which prevented her from sailing. And I know she had some equipment failure. Halyard broke on the first race.
They should be up there battling for a win.
Absolutely. Of course, Stefan Knowles in the Running Tide, David on the Legend, Stefano on the Courageous, Buzzy is going to be sailing Silent Partner.
Right.
So a lot of good skippers out there. And Liam Brister, I think, on Ed Sky, who actually won it all last year, albeit with
That's right.
A little bit of controversy, considering they didn't sail the final race because of the heavy winds on Saturday. But nonetheless, a win is a win.
They are defending national champion.
And so they are the defenders. And with that, I believe...
I ain't getting no service, I can't make no calls, I can't post nothing on my stories, I don't get it.
Wait, you weren't on the live? Shad, come, let's fix that. Come. This one needs saving. Pour them over, please.
Say less. Sign up today. Enjoy 5 gigs on us with select prepaid plans when you port your number to Alive, or 3 months free Alive Fiber services when you port your landline.
Welcome to Paradise Games, where exceptional service meets the ultimate gaming experience. Our dedicated team is here to make every visit a win.
Now this is paradise.
This is more than just a place to play.
Now this is paradise.
It's where excitement meets world-class service.
Now this is paradise.
Now this is paradise.
Come, experience it for yourself. Now this is paradise.
Man, I gotta clean up in here, man, and they're dirty.
We look at giving you some help, man.
But who is, boy?
A talking tree?
Where is?
This is Panalan Pine Island, where every scent brings a different world. We've got lavender, floral, and moss. But today, it's about the pine. Try it.
All right, thanks, man. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, boy.
Huh?
2 brush and 2 paste.
This magical pine potion gives you 28 uses per bottle, twice as concentrated, all with real pine oil freshness. Panalan. Twice the power, twice the freshness.